Hey, yo, what's up, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Talk 100 Podcast. On this podcast, we spell talk with the one instead of an L because on this podcast, we always keep it 100. All right, let's get into it today. Very special guest with me today. As you see, tell the people your name and where you're from.
Hey, my name is Jordy Balderas, and I am from Austin, Texas.
All right, down in the deep of Austin. The heat is hot as hell in Texas right now. Today, or not only today, is this whole month. First of all, this month is Pride Month. Okay, happy Pride Month to everybody out there. To all my family and friends out there that are associated within the Pride. Shout out to y'all, man. I love y'all deeply, and this shout out goes to y'all. This episode is for y'all. Also, too, is what I learned actually a couple of days ago, that this month is also actually Men's Mental Health Month. So yeah, we get to talk about a lot today. Okay. You already told us your name and where you're from. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Yeah, so first of all, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to do this.
Appreciate you.
I feel like it's very important to just mention that we need that allyship in the community. And so you doing this means a lot to me and to the community as well. So thank you for that. Okay. But a little bit about myself. I am working at TikTok. I am a quality analyst. So I just work in the corporate area. I also own my own business, which is a consulting business. And I offer digital marketing solutions for small businesses, creators, or nonprofit organizations. And right now it's been going very well. I get to travel with my clients and help them grow. And so anyone out there interested in opening a business, I'm here for. And out of that, I'm just a human person. I like to have fun. I do drag on the show, on the side. Okay. And yeah, just out here vibing.
Yeah, always vibing. So you said you do drag on the side. Also, if y'all need this small business, give my dog right here. He got you. Drag on the side. How is that? Is that something that you just picked up on? That you love to do? Something you saw from afar? Talk more about that.
Yeah. So how I came about drag is basically when I first went to my my first ever Pride event. Mm-hmm. I got to see some of the performers, and I just really enjoy how they get to express themselves and use that platform to just be themselves and have fun. Mm-hmm. And just bring happiness to the community. So I just decided to start, watching YouTube videos and painting myself and playing, at home. It was not back until 2021 when I was invited by a drag queen to perform in a competition, and I was very close to win. Mm-hmm. But even though I didn't win, I got a lot of opportunities to get booked and perform throughout Austin. So that's kind of how that started, and I'm still performing now. I actually have a show tomorrow, so I'm very excited. Okay. It's another competition. Drag is very competitive, but it's a very fun environment. Oh
yeah, for sure. Definitely competitive. Where's the show at? Is it in Austin?
Yeah, it's gonna be in Austin. It's gonna be a family brunch at the Brutorium. So if you're free, you're more than welcome to come. Okay. Bring your family, invite your friends, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be from 1 to 3. And there's going to be 6 performers that are competing. And there's also 4 special guests that are going to be performing there. So it's going to be pretty fun. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Actually, a quick story. It was one time when I was living in Colorado, how I went to a drag show on accident. What? And so, one of my coworkers at the time, I was working at the King Supers. It was like the HEB of Colorado. Yeah. And so I was working there, and this is a little bit after COVID, so around 2020, late 2020, 2021, they started to open up bars and clubs and shit. And so one of my coworkers was like, hey, man, we haven't been out in a while. Let's go to a bar. I was like, all right, cool, man. You know what? Pick a bar. And I think it was football season, too. Yeah. So I was like, yo, pick a bar. We go chill, And so, we get to the bar, and we're chilling. And then next thing you know, we watching the game, and I see somebody who's in drag, and I was like, yo, that's a tall woman, dog. I was like, yo, that is a pretty. And then next thing you know, we see 2 more. I was like, okay, what's happening? And then I literally look over to my right, and it's a sign that says drag show tonight. I was like, yo, we just came to a drag show. And so we looked and we stayed, and it was phenomenal. I'm not gonna lie, they perform songs, they dance. Yeah. They do a lot of stuff. So I ain't gonna lie to you. Those shows, if y'all never been, those shows are fantastic, man. I definitely would check that out. Send me some information. I might pull up tomorrow.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so associated with the Pride Month, I know a lot of other people. You growing up, you're from Austin, so you grew up in Texas. I grew up in Tennessee. Knowing that the laws can be kind of against you, especially later days. Now we're kind of up to speed, but talk a little bit about your upbringing, obstacles growing up, the struggles that you probably encountered, and probably help the next generation and somebody younger go through those.
Yeah, I think it's very important to talk about it because there's not a lot of people knows of what we go through. I feel like I am very privileged just for the fact that I am a cisgender male. But I also have, the disadvantages because I'm brown and, I'm a Latino. And in my community, in those communities, being a gay person is very, like taboo still. Mm-hmm. So it's like if you are gay in your family, you can be seen as the outlier. And, I feel like I was very privileged enough to receive support from my family, but I am not gonna lie, it did take me a lot of time to, come out to each one of them. My come out process was very interesting. I came out to my sister, started, to slowly come out to a few of my other, siblings and my parents. I did not come out to my mom until at a very later time for very personal reasons. But that's, like something that a lot of people don't understand, that being gay is not like we don't choose this, and we kind of have to choose how do we communicate it, how do we explain to other people, like how we feel and how who we are. And I think that's the only obstacle. But I feel like now growing up and finally understanding a little bit more of, what it means to be gay in present times, there are a lot of laws in Texas and, that are trying to banish the community, are trying to take our rights away, which, I feel like we have fought so hard to create this space for us. And it's not about like asking for too much, but we're just asking for the bare minimum. Like you will go and see a woman in the street and you will respect for, just because she's a woman. If you see that she's someone, you will let her go first. I feel like that's a very common thought that a lot of people tend to do and assume, but it's like we deserve the same respect. It doesn't matter, who we are, what gender we are. I feel like we're just human and we deserve that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Your upbringing and coming out. You said you didn't come out to your mom for a long time. You came out to your sister. What age did you come out to your sister?
I think I was 17 or 18 when I came out to my sister.
Okay, so it's still kind of later years, but still pretty young as well. Do you have any I don't want to say regrets of coming out, but do you have any regrets of timing? Like maybe you should have did it sooner. Maybe should have waited a little bit. The way that you probably came out. Do you have any regrets in that aspect?
I feel like I don't feel any regrets in that aspect. I feel like I kind of took the appropriate time to do that, but I feel that it should be normal to just be able to come out. Like we shouldn't have to have a process or delay or a timeline. We should, but it's very hard when society trying to still oppress our community and make this a taboo situation. So I think I don't have any regrets, but if I had the opportunity to do it earlier, I would just wish that I had a community that was as supportive as the community that I have now.
Definitely the community now is very supportive. I've always been supportive from a young age. One thing I've never done in my whole life was judge. People come up to me just randomly telling me the craziest, wildest shit, and I just be like, wow, okay, thank you. But it's been a long journey, and I know you probably had a crazy journey coming up. So appreciate you sharing those obstacles, sharing those stories. I know you said one thing that I've seen kind of a ongoing argument of like you said, he was born with it. A lot of people say no, he's not born, it develops in you and this and that, and you go back and forth. Me personally, I'm not a science or math guy, so I don't deep dive into it. but like I can understand where each side comes from. You know what I'm saying? So talk more about that. I personally believe that like it can be born within you, but also you can help develop it more along the way. Talk more about that because I'm still, raw and new to it. So I would love to learn more about that. So yeah, talk more about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think it's that part I do see on how it can be seen from both sides. Although I do believe that people are born with it, because if it was something to be developed, then I probably would have been straight. Because on TV growing up, I will always see like novelas and like TV shows and movies that represented straight couples, and look at me now, so it's like, if you are born straight or gay, then it's like, why a lot of people are not straight, because that's what we see on what a lot of people saw growing up. Like, you will not see a gay couple or a lesbian couple on TV back in the day. So if that's something that it's made, then why, like, I feel like it's very contradictory. Like, why am I not straight if I grew up watching, straight couples on TV, or like
all the family shows that we had, literally straight couples, kids, wife, husband, and kids, and growing up. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah. So then it's like I can understand both sides, but personally, I do believe that it's like you are born the way that you are, and the reason why a lot of people, because I'm not gonna lie to you, I feel like a lot of people in the world, like, everyone has a little gay in them, but to each their own. But I do think that it's like it is because of the community that they are in, and like the support that they receive. I feel like a lot of men struggle with that, and like coming out. I used to struggle with that, like I didn't know how to tell my family how to how to be there for the people that I love, but also how to be there for like people that I want to be with, and like create a life with. So I think it's just very important to just provide that support to people, and let them be, like how you say, like not judge them, or try to make them feel less, because I feel like a lot of men especially think that coming out as gay or bisexual like makes them less, or like, and I feel like it has to do a lot with like dominance and stuff, like a lot of people, or like a lot of men want to be like, oh no, like I want to be dominant, and you can still be gay and be dominant, boy, like, but I feel like we need to offer that support to everybody, just so that they feel more comfortable in who they are.
Oh yeah, for sure. Always try to feel comfortable in your skin. Definitely, I'm one of the first ones to admit, especially when other women ask, like, asking about dudes and like how it is. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie to you. You just assume that every dude is gay. If you wanted me to be honest, just assume it, man. Even me, and I'm one of the straightest dudes you ever meet. But like, just assume it, and all of that, man. It's just like just coming to with yourself, like being comfortable with who you are. You don't have to hide who you are. And sometimes I think, and I do think, and I can speak for maybe some straight men, not all, but we are kind of like, trying to be comfortable. Not saying like we are going to that side, but just saying comfortable with our emotions. Even just saying that we can be emotional, people look at it as like you're gay or something. Yeah. I'm just like, no, just like, well, it's nothing wrong with men being emotional. There's nothing wrong with men crying. There's nothing wrong with men coming to other men about problems, crying about problems. Like, I've had literally my own best friends or other males come up to me crying, and like I consult with them, and I like hug them and tell them it's okay. And it doesn't mean like something's going on or we're gay. It just means like men get emotional. We go through a lot, for sure. But I'm glad that the community, especially now, has got very used to men being more emotional and sharing their feelings. I think a world ruled by society, ruled by social media now. Everybody has opinion, and everybody feels like their opinion matters, and so we listen to a lot of those opinions, and then more women come and say this and this about us. That's why I feel like we kind of hide it a little bit more than we probably should. But yeah, man, I'm glad that we are getting more I guess, more knowledge about everything, and then we can come to ourselves and find ourselves and meet people to help find ourselves. You know what I mean? Now, talked about TV. Yes, I'm with you. Growing up, seeing those shows, the couples, the family, and everything. Nowadays, I feel like it's been a whole flip and a switch, and I feel like a lot of people complain about it. Me personally, I don't watch enough TV enough to care, if that makes sense. Like, I'm a sports guy. I watch sports all day. I can watch football, baseball, basketball all day, and I'm good. I don't need to watch Shameless or whatever it is on TV. But I do see like movies and some shows every once in a while, and I do see that people are kind of like antsy and mad, not mad, but a little just upset of like, oh, why everything has to be gay and everything. It's like not that. It's just the way of the world we're in today. Back in the days when you watch a show, you always see the black communities, black people, young black men getting killed. That was on every other movie, but that was just the world we lived in. You know what I'm saying? Now we're in the world we live in to where that's on TV a lot. And I'm not going to say I have a problem with it. I can see how it can get a little bit too much. But what are your thoughts about that and being on, especially on the media screen? Do you think it's a lot? Do you think it's too much? Or do you think it's actually just the right amount or not even enough?
I think the media personally is just how you mentioned. It has to do a lot of, who you identify as and what your views are about. I feel like we cannot make everyone happy. At the end of the day, everyone is going to have an opinion. And I honestly, I watch all kinds of shows, everything, and I like everything. I do know how to differentiate what is right and what is wrong, but also that has to do with, my views and my beliefs. And the thing is that it's it is okay to see things as right or wrong, but to keep it to yourself, I feel like most of the times everyone is going to make something you're not going to like it. It's like going to a restaurant and then from one day to another, they're like, okay, well, because of cost, we're going to change, your favorite dishes ingredients to a different one because of, and you're not going to like it. But at the end of the day, what can you do? It's the restaurant's decision to do that. You have the opinion to decide, do I want to keep going back to the restaurant or do I just want to stay home? Yeah. And it's the same way, with seeing, I guess we can say, diversity in TV shows and movies. If you don't like the movie, just simply don't watch it. Exactly. You don't have to hate on it. Hating on it will not do anything. The movie will still be playing. The movie will still be on the TV, and there's nothing.
Somebody's gonna watch it.
Yeah, so it's if you don't like it, then that's fine. Just be respectful and let that happen, I guess.
For sure, man. No, everybody has, like I said, everybody has an opinion, and everybody feel like their opinion matters. So, people are gonna judge regardless and do all of that. But yeah, if you don't like the show, don't watch it. I definitely don't like certain teams, so I don't watch them. But if I have to, I have to. But it is what it is, man. So I definitely think a lot of people kind of see homosexuality and then they kind of get, I don't want to say get scared, but I guess they can get scared for their kids' sake. They don't want their kid. That's why I feel like a lot of people think it's developed more than born with. I don't want them watching that because they're going to be like that, this and that. Don't happen like that. But just sometimes I love being around other straight males and sometimes straight females as well. It's because when they see somebody who is gay or whatever it is, and they be like, "Oh, I'm cool, long they don't touch me." Okay, touching you doesn't mean anything. They touch you, what you're gonna be? It's like a cootie. And so I just be like, what? Cause I've definitely, growing up, I've had friends and I have family members who has been was scared to come out or scared to talk about it because they are scared of their friends judging them or just people judging them, period. I've seen moms not talk to their sons or daughters because of it. Dads as well. Dads beat up their sons. You know what I'm saying? So seeing it all. And one thing as a parent, 2 kids, one boy and one girl, one thing I try to instill in both of them is communication and trust. Dude, you can always come to me and talk to me. Whatever you need to talk about, just talk about it. If you feel some type of way, tell me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna feel no type of way. And I think that's what we need more, especially in we're the next, I guess, in line for generational parents.
Yeah.
And so, like, I want more parents to actually open up to that and be like, no, have that conversation, have that uncomfortable conversation with your kids, because we need that. Yeah. If I would have had that with my mom a long time ago, maybe I would have been different. I wouldn't be sitting here, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I would feel probably much better about myself. You know what I mean? So, do you feel like, I guess, the parents should have that conversation with their kids at some point, or do you think it's kind of up to the child to come up to the parent?
Yeah. Well, I think you are doing a great job of, being that parent to, give that trust to your children. Mm-hmm. Especially because I feel like that's what I needed growing up. If I had that, I feel like I would have felt more safe to, come out to my parents, and I probably would have not gone through the things that I went through because, most of the times I did come out to my parents, and yes, they did tell me that they loved me, but, I still needed that support of, like, whenever the daughters or the sons are about to get married, you give them advice on, how to be, that person. Yeah. But, why didn't I get the same, like, for the people, just because of the people that I love, that it's different than the rest of my family. So I think it's very important to, as a parent, offer that trust to your children, so that they can feel safe and they have a place of that they can come to just in case anything happens and they need help. Because I am not gonna lie to you, I have gone through a few things that are very, very, were very drastic in my life. I call those lessons, but I feel like I went through that because of what I decided to do, and because of the lack of, knowledge or education, of not knowing, what are the risks of something. I went through those things, and now I know, but it's like, if I had that trust in my parents, I probably would have not gone through that. So yeah, I feel like, yes, parents, let your children know that they can trust you, but also, children, if you do not communicate with your parents, then they're not going to hear you. They're not going to know what you're going through. So it is very important, for you to also put that part. And, we all have to be open-minded. The person talking to somebody or the person listening to somebody, because the person talking to somebody, you might say something that, they're not going to like, and that's okay. But the person that is listening, you actually have to, put your feelings aside or your values aside and just be there for that person, so that you can be non-biased and actually help them. But yeah, I think it's trust. It's very important in families.
Oh, yeah, trust really is the most important thing in any relationship, friendship, relationship itself, mother and son, mother and daughter, father and son, father and daughter, doesn't matter, best friends. It's all, trust is a big step. And then being able to be open, I think that's where the best of friends come. Me and my best friends, especially one of my best friends, like, we've been through thick and thin together, and we're close to the same age, but we went to high school together, did this, and it's times that we can just talk to each other about certain stuff and without judgment. And so, yeah, that level of trust is something I try to instill with everybody. Sometimes it can be hard. Sometimes you can be hard-headed yourself, and sometimes you can get out your way. But the fact that you can come back and with their love or their somebody is always good. Of course, like I said, not only is it Pride Month, it is Men's Mental Health Month. I can tell you for a fact, mental health for a man is very difficult. Straight, gay, bisexual, I don't care. Men go through a lot. Mental health is something that I kind of focus on a lot, because I've seen people go crazy, and I've seen people die because of mental health. I actually one time seen a kid. He's like 2 or 3 years younger than me, but I saw him one time on a Facebook story, and then he just didn't look himself, and I wanted to say something like, "Hey, you okay?" But I was like, you know what? I talked to him later. Literally 2 hours later, he was pronounced dead, and I was like, if I would have just said something like just right then, like, maybe I could have had him. But, go through those life experiences, especially being gay in the community, and then going through men's mental health. Please tell me about the obstacles that you go through that with mental health. And we know mental health is real, but tell me your experience with that, and how do you overcome it?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you when I say I have gone through some of the most life awakening experiences that have impacted my mental health. It had been very, very hurtful, and it was very. I was just going through a lot, and I didn't know how to navigate that. And I feel like most of the time I experience depression and anxiety. So I am on the spectrum in that, and I feel like right now I have my family that supports me, and I really appreciate that. I know it was very hard for them just trying to understand what I go through. And most of the times, people think that, especially because we're men, they think that we are supposed to be strong and that we are supposed to just brush everything off and, oh, it's not that big of a deal, or, you are crying for no reason. And I feel like those are some of the obstacles that I went through, in my family, that a lot of times I felt very depressed, very down, to the point where I couldn't go to work. I couldn't get up, and just, there was no motivation. There was nothing there. And I feel like I'm not the only one that has felt that way. And that's why I like to speak on it, because it was very hard. And, back in the days, my family were just like, oh no, you just need to get up from bed. That's just nonsense. You have to go to work. How are you going to make money? And I'm like, yeah, I understand, but at the moment I can't,
I'm feeling some type of way, and you just won't understand. I want to say it out loud, but I can't, but I can, but I don't know. A whole bunch of emotions.
Yeah. And it's it's very hard to make other people understand that it's not a person that is going through depression or anxiety. It's not the same as anybody that is just, feeling sad. Somebody that is depressed, whenever they feel sad, they really go low, it's very hard for them to get back up. And a lot of people decide to go on medication, and it has helped them. A lot of people just, do therapy, and it has helped them, but it is very difficult to find a solution to that. So, I just feel like we need to be more supportive and actually listen to people whenever they're going through something. I feel very sorry, for that experience that you went through, but that's why it is very important to, actually listen to those people whenever they tell you they need help. Actually be there and try to help. Do not try to put your judgment or, you're in this situation because of this. No, just offer your help. And because that's all you need. That's all that those people need. And somebody that's something that I would like to have whenever I'm in those situations. But yeah, it's very important that we recognize that and never take somebody's life for granted, because we never know when the next time that you will see that person will be. So be kind, regardless of who they are, regardless of if they're gay, straight, if they're a man or a woman. Just be kind to everybody.
Be kind to everybody, all the people. It's one thing I definitely try to do all the time. Yeah, man, going through it, mental health has always been crazy. One thing I say, for anybody out there, man, woman, anything, don't be afraid to cry. Cry. You can cry privately all you want to, but don't be afraid to cry, period. In public, private, wherever you want to, just cry. My favorite place to cry is my car. I'll be in my car, music blasting, and I'm sitting there, I can't do this. I'm going crazy. But after, I feel so much better. I was like, all right, cool. I don't know what the hell that was in there, but I feel better. For real, man. It's dude, it's everything emotional is all going. Now I can take a shot and do something. Now I feel better now. Let's go, let's turn up. But What about you? What is probably your favorite place to probably cry?
I think I feel like I am a very, like nature person. Sometimes I just like to go for walks or just like go and look at the sunset. My favorite part of the day, or like, time of the day, is sunset time. I feel like that is when, the most beautiful views you get, the most beautiful colors, and just, like crying in front of the sunset. Like, I don't know, it just feels like releasing and energetic. Like all your tears, go as the sun is coming down, and it's just a vibe. Like I don't know, I just feel like very relieved, and just want to go look at the sunset all the time.
Hey, I'm about to go try that out, man. The crying at the sunset, about this lit. Then night times happen. Now it's time to go crazy.
Yes, let's go. Let's do it.
Man. Dude. All right. Anything fun? Like an experience? Any fun experience you have? Hey, speaking of the children, how you doing? Go that way. That's my son next day. Actually, you know what? Now he come in. That's another obstacle that I go through too. He's 9 years old. He's nonverbal autistic, and so like going through that is a struggle too. Trying to keep him on the float, keep him on the schedule. He's a very top. I need a schedule man, so he goes through it. So definitely that has taught me. My son, for real, has taught me a lot of patience, and he's taught me that also him being nonverbal autistic, that everybody is different, and he means no harm. Sometimes he may look like he's harmed, maybe a little bit over aggressive, but he means no harm. It's hard to understand him, and a lot of people like for him, my grandma and my mom, the way they grew up is, oh, you don't need nothing but an ass whooping. And so now they're more understanding of his like situation, and so like that's one thing that I can say have in common with like the gay community is like him being autistic. Nobody understands him, and so a lot of people just want, like my grandma like kind of cries to me, like I just want to know what he's thinking. I want to know what he's doing. I just want to understand him. Like you can understand him, but like don't try to force nothing or don't rush it.
Right, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like ask him. He really tells you. He doesn't talk, but he'll tell you what he really feeling and what he wants. And so that's another challenge that I say. But back to the original question. Any fun experience that you have had with the gay community and coming out, or just going through the motions of it? Any fun experience you would like to share?
Yeah, I think I really enjoy being there for the community and just, representing my community, being an advocate. Mm-hmm. Being in the community has opened a lot of doors for me. One of it was being able to perform. When I started performing, I was received with a lot of open arms, and I have a lot of followers on my social media, and a lot of people from like outside that really enjoy what I do. So having that sense of community, it's really fun and really rewarding, and I enjoy it a lot. And I also have been able to speak at different places and events about the community and what are some of the things that we can do for the community. So being an advocate in, many events, I speak, I believe in 2019 or 2018, I spoke at the Facebook headquarters. Nice. For a Pride event. So that was it was very nice. I've been able to speak, at the Capitol and at many organizations that have given me, also the opportunity to speak at their events. Nice. The current nonprofit that I work for, they allowed me to dedicate a section every June to Pride Month. And I feel like that's very important, that communities and, nonprofits, businesses give you that space for us to just, share how they can be more supportive of our community.
Oh yeah, for sure. That is awesome, man. Was you nervous speaking at those?
Oh my gosh, yes. I was very nervous because I just feel like, yes, of course, I knew what I wanted to say, but at the same time, it's like I mean, how do I say, like what do I tell these people? Because I know what I want. It's just how do you communicate that? How do you translate that into, I call it straight language. And so, but it was fun. And the other events where there was a lot of gay people, it was very fun and very rewarding as well.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. I love going to Pride Months. Like events that they have in Colorado, they really had events out the ass. Every park was just something. I was going like every weekend. There was an event going on, so I was like going. We was chilling, music going. We live blasting. Everybody having a good time. Any events that happen in Austin, I really don't hear too much about. I know what they're going on, but I don't really hear much about them. So anything that maybe anybody can go to, just pull up and have fun at.
Yeah, well, definitely. If this gets posted today, then tomorrow, Sunday, what is tomorrow? June what? 8th?
Yeah.
Okay, so Sunday, June 8th, from 1 to 3 p.m., I will be performing at the Brutorium in Austin, Texas. Mm-hmm. So check that out. But also there will be a lot of Pride events that are happening throughout the city. So if you go and check out the Facebook post, you can see that in social media. The Austin Parade will happen in August. We are the only city in the U.S. that does not do the parade in June. But if you want to participate and, attend any events, you can attend the parade at your local city. I think it happens the last weekend of June. So check that out. Watch out for any news or social media posts if you want to be attending those.
Is there any particular reason why it's in August?
I am not really sure, but I believe is because I think Austin Pride as an organization wants to allow other people from other cities to come to the Capitol and celebrate Pride instead of overlapping with everyone that does it on the same weekend.
Okay. All right. That makes sense then. Cause I was like, damn, August, that's like a whole month and a half.
Yes, and it's at the last weekend of August, but but it's really fun though because it's less hot and yes, the heat in Texas it's no joke. So yeah, I really like it that it's in August.
Dude, I went outside to go. I usually chill on the weekends. I like to chill and have my little fire pit outside in my backyard. I just like to go chill. But last night I went. I said, "Hell no, man! It's nighttime and it's hot, man." Colorado sport me. Colorado weather was so great. Like it'll be like 105, 110, but as soon as the sun goes down, it's 60 and 70 degrees. Yeah, so I was spoiled about that for like 4 years. I come here, I'm like, "Fuck this, dog."
It's so hot. I cannot and the worst part is the morning time is supposed to be the coolest. By 9 p.m., 9 a.m. or 10 a.m., it's already like hot, humid, and it's
scorching hot, and I just be bad. Man, you love it in here today, don't you? No, yeah, I love you. I'll be in there. One thing I could say for sure, my experience with other people. I've had one of my friends that I live with in Colorado. Actually, he was a gay white man that loved black men, and people used to see that and judge a little bit. Like you stay with him and you can be to him. Like I look at him as my brother. And one thing about it was crazy of like how much trust we built in our relationship to where he was my brother. Like he disciplined my kids as if it was me, you know what I'm saying? And we done stuff together. It be times, of course, we have our moments, but we was mostly cool for the whole time in Colorado, and he was a good man, good dude. A lot of people look at him and, like I said, judge him in some type of way because he is gay. People don't think that he likes sports, and he watches football with me. He loves wrestling. He's the reason I got back into wrestling, and of course my daughter too. But he you know what I'm saying? People think that because you're gay you don't like men, or men that are gay don't like manly things. I'm like, bro, like you must not know most of the men in the league then.
Listen, I feel like that is a big misconception because the amount of gay people that play in sports, we do have a league here in Austin. There's they do I think softball or kickball or whatever. I don't remember what they do, but they be playing, or they do like soccer leagues, and all these marathons, running clubs. They do all of that. So it's like there is a lot of gay people out there that are in sports, and y'all should not play with us because most of the time we play better than you.
Yeah.
But I feel like one thing that is very common in these two communities is that we both have passion for something. The gays might not be into sports as much as straight people are, but they are. But they are very into Drag Race, which is, it's technically a sport. You're watching every week these people compete for, like money and waste their lives and energy. And I feel like that's what everybody does, in sports. They're basically being passionate about competing and trying to win something. Yeah. So I feel like we share that, thing that we're both very passionate about watching that. But maybe the straights can come to a watch party for Drag Race, and we'll like come and host a watch party for football or something. We'll do something.
I'm definitely down with that. I'm always down. Yeah, man. A lot of people, the amount of people that don't know the people, the sports world, there's a lot of them in there, and definitely played with some. I know people that was kind of scared to say it out loud, but they felt a certain type of way just by the people that they probably hung around or whatever, trying to look like the big boy image. Yeah. But yeah, man, be surprised of how much it is within that community, and they're really closer than what you think.
That's true, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I would love. Usually, when I have guests, I like to play a game. Your birthday, if I did my research right, is March 20th. Mm-hmm. Can you tell me the year?
I am a 2000s baby.
2000, right on 2000? All right, so I got it right. Research is real good. Okay, so this is called the age game. Age game is where I take your birthday, but really specifically your birth year, so in 2000, and I ask you questions that you probably will not know, but it'll be fun if you did know.
You cannot play with me. But let's see. I'm bad at trivia, but let's see.
All right, let's get into it. Okay, you ready? All right, birthday again is March 20th, 2000. Okay, so in 2000, around your birthday, who was the president of the United States at the time?
Was it Bill Clinton?
Yeah. Hey, there we go. So. Okay, you on pace. So my auntie, she's the most recent one that got more than two, or she got two right.
What?
That's the most. She's the most. So you're already halfway there.
Okay.
All right, question number 2. Your birthday. What was the number 1 song on your birthday when you was born?
Oh my gosh.
I feel like you have a nice chance.
I feel like I do because it probably was a very gay song. I think it was I don't know, 2000s. Can I? Well, I don't know. I'm very biased though because I love R&B, so I'm gonna say it was an Aaliyah song, and it was probably "Try Again."
R&B, you did get right, but it wasn't an Aaliyah song. It was Destiny's Child, "Say My Name."
Oh my God. No way.
I'm tripping. When I saw that, I was like, damn, I did love that song too. But I was thinking was that really that long ago? I thought that song came out 03, 04, 2000. Jesus.
Wow.
Okay. Just for this episode, I'm going to ask this one. Who was the top model on your birthday when you was born?
Tyra Banks, I guess. I don't know. Naomi Campbell.
They both was good ones though. Yeah. Naomi Campbell can get, but still, actually, it was now known as Tom Brady's former ex-wife now, Giselle.
Oh wow!
She was the top model around March. Around 2000.
Okay, I can see that. She is a baddie, though. I'm not gonna lie. Yes.
Yeah, Tom Brady did good until he fumbled that one. Question number 4. In March of 2000, this piece of technology was released.
Well, that was. I want to say. No, I feel like the internet was back.
The internet was a little bit late 90s. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I want to say maybe like the first cell phone, like the mini version. Let's see.
Give you a hint. It's actually in this room.
Oh my gosh. A fan, I guess. No, I'm like looking around. I'm like, what could it be?
Actually, it was the PlayStation 2. I got a PlayStation right there. PlayStation 2 was released in March of 2000. Wow. That's crazy too. I thought it was later too. I did not know that. Yeah. Okay. Last question. 2 key events happened that led from the 1999 to 2000. Which events were there?
I know it was the Y2K for sure.
Okay.
And I want to say maybe the end of the world because people were like going nuts about the Y2Ks.
I say Y2K, yeah. But also just being funny with it. 99 2000, that's when Cash Money Records took over.
I'm so dead. There's no way.
Hey, so you got 1.5, right? Carrie, you're still in the lead with 2. Unless she's going to be happy about that one.
I know. But see, into my defense, I was really bad at trivia, and I did say that. So,
hey, man, look, I love getting in people's reactions and asking questions because you're not supposed to know this. You were just born. Yeah, so really. I just love hearing your people's reactions and like their answers to it. It'd be fun, man. Yeah. Anything else you'd like to say? Tell the people. Any last message you'd like to give out there?
Well, first of all, I would just like to say again, always remember to be kind, especially to your brothers out there. Men, even though we are seen as, and we are, not gonna lie, because I feel like even until now, men are seen as like the most dominant, powerful, whatever. But I feel like it is very important to recognize that they are also vulnerable and that they are human, and to recognize that they need your support as well, like anybody else. And just know your space, like know where you're coming from, know who you are. And if one of your brothers or your children, your kids, or even your fathers come to you with something that they want to tell you, please be there and listen to them without no judgment, because at the end of the day, we are the only ones who are there, to support our families. And make sure that you follow me on social media. Okay. If you want to, if you need help with your business, you can follow me at jvconsultingatx.com. You can visit my website. But if you also want to just, find me on my regular social media, you can find me at It's Jordy TX. So that will be at ITSJORDYTX for Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And you can find all my channels there. And it was a pleasure just being here.
I appreciate you. It's a pleasure having you. Thank you for sharing your experience. Thank you for sharing everything with me and talking with me, man. I need all the guests I can, man. New year, new pod. We lit. To everybody out there, man, always channel in your inner side. Don't be afraid to let your inner side out. Everybody who's going through something, hey, God puts you through things because He know you can go through it. So it is light at the end of the tunnel. It might be a long ass tunnel, and you might be walking for a while, but that light is there. So keep going and keep walking and keep striving. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jordy, again, brother. Thank you so much for joining me. Everybody out there, you already know. You said it's Jordy TX, right? Yeah. Okay. Everybody follow him. Is that everything, or is that just you, or do you have a separate page for when you do drag shows? Or? Yeah.
So I actually have a separate page for when I do drag show, and that's gonna be GG Supernova TX. So that would be GIGI SUPERNOVA TX. Okay. GG Supernova TX.
And that's your stage name, GG Supernova?
Yeah, support GG Supernova if you go to the show tomorrow.
Okay, GG. I'll be there. I'll try to be there, okay? Yeah. Thank you guys again. Thank you again. Thank you guys again for tuning in. Another episode is in the books. This was episode 55 or 56. I got to remember. 56. Okay, so we are moving on the train, close to 100. Okay. Thank you guys again for joining me. I am Zay for Life. This is Jordy, and we are out.